Hello fellow coffee botherers, I'm Kev from coffeeblog.co.uk, and in this short video I'm going to be giving another hopefully more simple milk steaming tutorial for the Gaggia Classic Pro. I've heard from a few people who are having a bit of trouble steaming with the Pro wand on the Classic, and to be honest I've looked back at my previous steaming tutorial on this machine and I think it can be improved. I think the Gaggia Classic Pro with the Pro steam wand is great for milk texture, but there is a knack to steaming milk with a Pro steam wand on any machine, and it's slightly different with each machine. I'll demonstrate in a sec, but first I'll talk through the main points that I think will make things easier for you if you're trying to learn to produce great microfoam with this espresso machine. 1. Use the right amount of milk. This will make the pour easier and I'll save you wasting milk. Almost fill your cup with milk and then pour that into the jug, and this will give you just a little bit more than you'll need. 2. Use the right size jug for the amount of milk you're using. If you're making cortado or espresso macchiato, for example, and you're using a 17 ounce or 500ml jug, you might struggle there as you'll be steaming a small amount of milk in a bigger jug, so you'd probably be better off with a smaller jug, 300ml for example. 3. Don't wait for the steam ready light to indicate that the machine is ready to steam. Instead, flick the steam on, wait about 10 seconds and then purge the wand and then start steaming. 4. If you mess up the milk and need to do it again, temperature surf back down as if you were going to pull another shot by turning off the steam, pressing the shot button and opening the steam valve until you have water flowing through the steam wand and the group. If you try and steam again without doing this, you'll find it behaves a bit strangely because you've run out of steam and the boiler is playing catch up essentially. 5. Steady your hands to give you better control of the milk jug. One of the best ways I've found to do this with the Classic is to pull the wand straight out in front of you and then to rest your hands on the drip tray. Doing this, you can actually rest the corner of the jug on the drip tray too if you get into a position where the jug is touching the drip tray at any stage of the process. Steadying your hands like this helps you to control the jug, and that's really important with this steam wand as it's great when you get it right, but there's quite a fine line between under and over aeration, so you do need proper control of the milk jug. 6. Listen to the milk. The first phase is aeration, and this should be a fairly subtle hissing or ripping paper sound. You'll need good control of the jug for this phase, which is why I recommend resting your hand on the drip tray or something else if you're steaming to the right hand side of the machine instead of straight out in front. This is a phase to pay close attention to. You need to focus on getting a subtle enough aeration so that you're creating microfoam and not huge bubbles. But at the same time, you need to make sure you are pulling enough air in. It's tricky to get this right, but once you get it, you've got it, and it'll be fairly simple from there onwards. The second stage is rolling. You're just spinning the milk, allowing the vortex in the jug to distribute the microfoam while it also heats up to your desired temperature. You need to have a fairly decent tilt with the jug, with the base of the jug tilted out to about 7 or 8 o'clock if you're tilting to the left, or around 4 or 5 o'clock if you're tilting to the right. There should be very little sound at this point when you're just rolling the milk. If the milk is screaming, this means you didn't get enough air into the milk at the aeration phase. And there's not much you can do at this stage. Either just accept that the milk is going to be like that or chuck it away and start again. So now I'll demonstrate. So one straight out, turn the steam on, normally wait about somewhere between 8 and 10 seconds before then starting to purge the wand. And steam is flowing, so let's get going. I'm a poet and I didn't know it. So we're just aiming to just start gently aerating. I've got my right hand in particular, resting on the drip tray, as you can see there. So it gives me really good control, allows me to just get the tip where I need it relative to the surface. There's just a very light aeration going on, slight ripping paper sound. And now I'm just wanting to bury the tip a little bit deeper and just roll the milk. If you notice how I just moved the position slightly more, just slightly, to get that vortex going. And that's it. It's hot enough. Turn it off. Always purge and wipe the wand. Knock it a bit to break any bubbles. Give it a swirl. You can see it's glossy. It's like melted ice cream or gloss paint. But don't try and paint the skirting boards with it. It won't work. And then pour. There's my beard. And this comes with practice, by the way. It's taken me years to get to this point, and I'm still pretty useless compared to many people. Not bad, though, for an amateur. Done. Hopefully you'll find that demo useful, but just before I go, a few common issues to cover and to let you know what the usual causes are. One very common issue is that the milk isn't glossy and smooth, and instead it's full of bigger bubbles. This is a sign that you weren't quite subtle enough with the aeration. Just try to slightly break the surface of the milk with the one tip. And this is why I talk about using the drip tray or something else to rest your hands on, as it allows you to have more control over the jug, so you can keep the position of the one tip. And remember, you only need to aerate until the milk starts to feel warm. It's not going to take that long, depending on how much milk you're using, maybe 30 seconds or so, before you need to dip the tip a bit deeper into the milk to stop the aeration. If you do end up with lots of bigger bubbles, you can bang the jug to break the bubbles a bit, and you can swirl it, and this will help to a certain degree. If you do want bigger bubbles, for example, if you want to make old school cappuccino with spoonable froth, then break the surface a bit more and keep the aeration going for longer. But you'll just need to experiment with that over time to get a foam texture you're happy with. Another common issue is that people can't get the milk spinning, and if that's an issue, try giving the jug a bit more of a tilt and try moving the wand a bit closer to the edge of the jug. So there you go. I do hope you find this helpful, and if you have any questions, just ask them in the comments below. By the way, when it comes to pouring latte art, I'd recommend focusing on getting the milk texture right to begin with, as I reckon the biggest problem people have with pouring latte art is that they just don't have the right milk texture. Get to grips with producing that silky smooth, well-distributed microfoam, and then start putting more effort into pouring latte art. And there are some great videos on YouTube when it comes to latte art, including this one from Lance Hedrick. So thank you very much for watching, and if you've enjoyed this video, why not click here to watch another one of mine, and please don't forget to click the like button. Thanks. It helps because it gets YouTube to show the video to more people, or something like that. And don't forget to become an official coffee botherer. You need to click this image around here somewhere to subscribe, and to become a fully accredited coffee botherer, also known as Patreon supporter, just go to patreon.com/coffeeblogkev. Tatty bye.